This is coverage you can count on. WGAL News 8 Today starts now.
Good morning, everyone. It's Wednesday right now. It's 4:30. I'm Matt Barcaro.
I'm Caitlin Smith. Did you get outside yesterday?
Beautiful.
Gorgeous. Low to mid 80s.
Hot, right?
It was. We missed the record by 2 degrees, but many areas did exceed the record. Yeah. So it was very warm yesterday. And it's still going to be warm today, just not as hot as it was yesterday. And enjoy it because it is going to come to an end after today. Let's take a look at temperatures right now across the area. We have 39 in Selinsgrove, 46 in Lebanon there, 51 in Lancaster, 43 in York, 51 in Harrisburg, and 57 in Gettysburg. Winds right now are light to calm, and they will be picking up, especially as we head towards the evening hours as a cold front slips through the area. They'll become quite gusty through the night and into the day tomorrow. The front's still well to the west. High pressure still dominating our weather, but that high is going to slide east and the front's going to slide in. Unfortunately, it only changes our temperatures. It does not bring us any precipitation. Another beautiful day, lots of sunshine, and temperatures will climb into the upper 70s as we head into the afternoon hours. The temperatures are going to tumble quite a bit, but we do head back to average tomorrow. I'll let you know how much cooler you can expect it to be in the 10-day forecast. All right.
Thanks, Mary Ellen. In Dauphin County, a road is now open after a tractor trailer flipped on its side. So this happened there's a crash involving several other vehicles around 6 yesterday evening, closing all westbound lanes of Route 22 and leaving one eastbound lane open. It was the intersection of Route 22 and Elmerton Avenue. As of now, no injuries have been reported.
The shooting death of a 16-year-old boy on Monday night was one of 3 shootings in Harrisburg that night. No one was hit in the other 2. Officers say right now they are just focused on trying to find the person responsible for Harrisburg's 19th homicide of the year.
It's too early to say whether any of the shootings are connected to each other, but obviously that's part of the ongoing investigation that we're looking into. We're not excluding anything at this point in time.
Police are not sure if Ridge Moore Jr., that's the boy who was shot and killed, was targeted.
This morning, the search for a missing fire police captain in York County continues. It's now been 6 days since Tony Bortner of the Laurel Fire Company was last seen. Yesterday, members of his family, including his wife Brenda, gathered at Lock 12 recreational area in Lower Chancellor Township, where the search is focused.
He's never been away from me like this. For my husband, just let somebody know you're okay. Your mom, I don't care. Somebody, your sister, me.
Search crews tell us that they are rechecking areas that they've already been searched and are exploring new areas as well. Bortner's car was found at Lock 12 on Saturday, but still no sign of him. Anyone with information is asked to call State Police in York on the number you see on your screen.
A vehicle and driver have been identified after a hit and run that hurt a 75-year-old woman and her dog in Lancaster Township. Police tell us tips were key to this investigation. Now residents are demanding safer driving in their neighborhood. News 8 did set up a camera on River Drive where that hit and run happened.
It's so disappointing because it easily could have been preventable by very minimal remedial measures, I think. I'm hoping maybe this will be a catalyst for something to happen.
Our crews say those cameras caught people rolling through stop signs and even swerving on that roadway. As for Monday's hit and run, Manheim Township Police have not named the driver or said if charges have been filed. They say the investigation is ongoing.
This morning, we are hearing from residents of the Dallastown Area School District who are frustrated with the final ruling on a driveway from Marin Road to York Township Elementary School. Residents filed an appeal, which the school board denied at last night's meeting. The driveway has already been built, but the heart of the appeal was whether the zoning permit for the project was issued in error. This ends a months-long battle between residents and the school board, with residents saying that they are disappointed because they feel additional traffic will lead to safety issues on Marin Road.
Now, from 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning, we're going to have 50 cars going down our street. And then again at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, 50 cars going down our street in a small little neighborhood with no street parking, no sidewalks. I don't even know how the kids are going to walk to school.
There might be more traffic in the area than they expected, but they're no longer discussing the issue.
Some people at Franklin and Marshall College in Lancaster are raising questions about information they say they got from the county's voter registration office. In one case, commissioners say a student showed a clerk his Connecticut driver's license but said he was registered to vote in Pennsylvania. Now, the county says that issue was resolved after investigating his voting location. In another case, though, an F&M staff member says the clerk said she needed to see cancellations of voter registrations from other states before students' applications could be processed. That is illegal. Commissioner Alice Yoder says the co-chair of F&M Votes did not mention anything illegal happening as Yoder worked with her to process what the college claimed was a backlog of student registrations.
I do believe that that progress has been made. I am anxious to get another update, hopefully from someone who can see the system. I don't have access to all the back screens that some of our government employees have access to.
Did receive a statement from the Pennsylvania ACLU about how it feels the county handled the situation. It says, quote, "We certainly appreciate the county taking appropriate steps to approve the registrations now, but rather than gaslight everyone to claim that they did everything right, they should admit errors."
The time for candidates to sway the last voters remaining undecided, that's dwindling because Election Day now less than 2 weeks away. And Vice President Kamala Harris sat down with NBC News for an exclusive interview. She was asked if she thought former President Trump would peacefully transfer power if he loses, and about the state of the economy and inflation. Harris once again said her administration would not be a continuation of President Biden's.
Let me be very clear. Mine will not be a continuation of the Biden administration. I bring my own experiences, my own ideas to it, and it has informed a number of my areas of focus, most of which are, on to your point, lowering costs.
Harris also said she plans to continue campaigning to, quote, earn the vote.
And Harris's running mate, Minnesota Governor Tim Walz, will return to Pennsylvania on Friday. First, he'll make a campaign stop in Philadelphia. That's set to happen at noon. Then he will fly to the Lehigh Valley Airport before making a stop in Allentown at 3. And he also plans to fly to Wilkes-Barre Scranton International Airport before holding a campaign rally in Scranton.
Robert F. Kennedy Jr. will be campaigning for former President Trump in Lancaster tomorrow at the Spooky Nook Sports Complex. It's part of the campaign's Make America Healthy Again movement. Tickets are available online. And Trump himself will be back in Pennsylvania this Saturday for a rally on Penn State's campus at the Bryce Jordan Center. Doors open at noon. He's expected to speak around 4. Tickets also available online.